Hi, I'm Anne-Marie Ebert, and my reason for sharing information about Sunrider is because I think in today's world, everybody needs to be on these products. I am going to simply go through them and post here, and then you can come here for information or whatever you want. You can contact me if you want to get more information on doing the business. I'm not really well versed in that as I run a couple other businesses, but I think it's my responsibility to share these products because I've been using them for 30 years. I think 30 years, 1988, and this is 2021. So I'm 53 and I got introduced to them at a very early age. So I feel very lucky and I feel like they did save my life at that time because my immune system got completely destroyed by a prescription drug. So I feel like I need to share these. I need to carve out time and just do it because things are getting so bad in the environment and with all because of us with all the toxins they're spraying and all the GMOs, the radiation, all this stuff that's happening to our food, our soil, and everywhere, chemtrails, everything. And we're getting poisoned. And then they want to tell us there's an environmental crisis. Well, they're causing it. So I think people desperately need these products. And I can't really be quiet anymore because in the past I didn't want to say anything because people don't like to spend money or they don't like people telling them about stuff because there's 4 million things out there. But honestly, I've tried just about everything out there and I always come back to these products every single time. And they're just superior in every way. And even if somebody says, hey, there's this product that does this, and it's like, oh, and I'll start to look at it. And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. So I'm going to try to, just from memory, because I wing things. That's the way I do things. I just tell you my personal experience and I wing it. I'm not trying to give you some presentation or sell you something. I'm doing this out of moral responsibility for myself. So I'm going to tell you a little bit of what I know about the company. It's absolutely amazing. Sunrider International. I believe they're in 40 countries. So don't quote me on any of this because we're going on a 53-year-old memory. um, and thank God they have memory products to help me. So I believe it's 40 countries now. They're all over the world. And so if you're somewhere else and you see this, chances are high that you have access to get these products. Um, I'll show you, and let me share the screen here and just show you the one of the facilities. This one's in the U.S. But anyway, they've been around, like I said, for a while. I believe he started the company in his house in 1982, and he wanted to. Dr. Chen, he wanted to create a way. I'll show you a picture of him. There's Dr. Chen. Literally has saved my life and many other people's lives. There's his wife. I think that's a fairly current picture. And this is an older picture of the two of them. I believe they're in their 90s now, if I'm not mistaken. Um, but anyway, he started this company. He wanted to help people heal. He was a very sick child, and his grandfather had access to all these herbal formulas, and they were based on Chinese medicine, which goes back about 3,000 years. But these were actually the formulas that were given to like the emperors and the emperor's wife, and because they wanted to live out, they wanted to outlive the people because they wanted to rule for a really long time. So, and they wanted to look younger and they wanted to be completely healthy. So, these formulas were in his family and they actually predate Chinese medicine that you see on the street corners. Now, I think Sunrider is there. If they haven't removed it from China, Sunrider took off there. And I'll tell you why in a second here. But this is 5,000 years, these formulas. So they predate the so called modern Chinese medicine, which there's nothing wrong with Chinese medicine. These are just very, very different. And he wanted to create a company that helped heal people with these formulas like he was healed and also give people an opportunity to make money. So he set it up as network marketing, which is totally fine because he felt like these products needed a really expansive explanation, and they do because people don't understand the concept of regeneration. They understand the concept of treating something. So if you put it on a store shelf, you've got nobody to explain it, which is why I'm doing these videos. And I think a lot of the explanation can come from just using them and the results that you get. So, why is he so different? Not only are the formulas different and they're based on regeneration, which 30 years ago nobody understood, like, oh, whatever, that's nonsense, this and that. And so people are catching up with the science now. But this man is a pharmacologist. He was a pharmacologist for 10 years, which means he knows drugs inside and out and how they work. And he said he never came across a drug that didn't have side effects. But it also means if he has a pharmacology license, they can't take this company down. If the FDA, which they've tried many times in the past to make vitamin C illegal to buy unless you had a prescription, they tried a lot of things like that just to get normal vitamins, and they haven't succeeded. But if anything like that happened, this company would still be in business because they have a pharmacology license. He is also a biochemist. He has an honorary degree in agriculture in China, which is impossible to get unless, I mean, you got to be somebody brilliant to get that. And he has he is an herbologist familiar with 4,000 herbs. So most herbalists are familiar with 400, and that's a lot of herbs to know. Can you imagine 4,000? He knows herbs inside and out, backwards and forwards. He knows exactly what they do, don't do. He's been eating and breathing this stuff since he was a child, and training, getting trained in it. And you don't just take an herb and throw it in a bottle. Oh, here's some echinacea. Let me crush it up, throw it in a capsule, and throw it in a bottle. You it has to be a controlled process. It also has to be concentrated. You can't just take echinacea. And he does not sell echinacea because he won't use certain herbs if he doesn't think the benefits outweigh the negatives. So, what he does, being a biochemist, is if he does sell an herb that has negative things that happen to the body, such as ginkgo biloba, has negative effects on the body, so does golden seal and things like that, he will remove the negative effects before he sells it so that every herb he sells is actually food grade. So golden seal is a medicinal herb and should not be taken all the time. But Dr. Chen's golden seal you can take every day if you want. You can take as much of it as you want because it's actually at a food grade level. So it's like eating food, apples, whatever. So the herbs that he uses are whole foods, which the body needs. You can't separate out supplements because you're supplementing the body. You're doing the work for the body by taking vitamins and supplements, which weakens the body over time. You have to give it whole foods. So his principle is if you give the body what it needs, it will heal itself. It will regenerate itself. The problem is we don't have access to what the body needs. We have a very limited access to food. You go to the supermarket, you're going to have a very limited number of types of apples that they will sell. They don't it's like, well, these grow the best and we've hybridized these and we've done this and that. You don't really have any selection of anything that's going to regenerate your body. The soil's depleted. So he is making products that regenerate your body. Um, he doesn't just throw golden seal into a bottle. Now, obviously, golden seal is only one product. He's got amazing products that are based on Chinese herbs and other things, but I'm just using that because it's something familiar. He's going to pick out the part of the plant that still can retain its whole form and not be separated from the whole form. And there's only particular parts of the plant you need. And then he's going to super concentrate it. But when he buys the herbs, he makes sure they have nothing sprayed on them. Nothing can be done to them. They have to be no GMO, no insecticides, nothing. And if he gets a shipment in and the herbs have been sprayed or something done to them, he will not return it. He will throw them in the garbage, and he won't use them. So some of the herbs he uses, he has shipped in because he has picked out ideal locations for each and every herb that he uses, where it grows the best, where it has the strongest properties in what area of the world. And then that's where he gets each herb individually. And it costs a fortune to do this. And they have to be clean, they have to be up to his standards. And then they go through an intensive cleaning process after that in the Sunrider plant. Um, and then they're going to be super concentrated, and he's got a process he goes through where he mixed modern technology with ancient technology, and he actually can keep the product alive. So when you eat it, you can tell it's live. So I'll show you an example because I just have something sitting here. So this is the New Plus formula. It's sealed in packets. But when you put this in something, you can tell it's live food. You can tell such a huge difference when you drink something that's like dead food and then you eat this. It's like there's something about it. There's a life force in it. So I want to go back to sharing him instead of myself here. So these foods have a life force. So it's the way he packages them. He super concentrates. Now, as the world gets more toxic over the last 30 years I've been with the company, they have amped up the concentration. He also owns his own plants, his own manufacturing facilities. I just showed you just one of them here. Um, because the other ones weren't up to standards, they were nasty. He has a product and it has to be in a completely clean environment. So when he opened his plant in California, I really don't know when that was. It was the 80s. Um, the FDA was training their agents there because they'd never seen anything like it. It was so clean that you could eat off the floor. They wear scrubs and masks and things over their shoes when they walk around in this factory. When they put the air outside, they clean the air before they even expel it into the environment. So they'd never seen anything like this. So they actually were training their agents about the ideal circumstances for a place, like, if you're going to go do an inspection, this would be off the charts, the absolute ideal you would look for. So they do tours through the facility in California. I believe they're going to open one now in Texas if they haven't already. So that's really nice because this really does need to get around the US. Nobody knows about these products. It blows my mind that these amazing regenerating products are out there and nobody knows. And we desperately need them right now. So what else can I tell you about this company? This guy is a genius. You never see, almost never do you see an owner of a company also be the person that manufactures the product. And he inspects every single one. So now I said the couple's getting up there. I think they're in their 90s, but their children have taken over. So they're kind of just overseeing at this point. And they've got 5 kids, I believe. So they have taken over different roles to keep the company going. But you can give these products to children, to pets, to babies. A lot of them are pre-digested, so they don't need to be digested. They go right into the body. So he knows exactly what he's doing with each herb, exactly how it's going to react, how to concentrate it. And it's the cleanest stuff on the planet. So that's all I can remember off the top of my head, what I know about the company, but I know there's a lot more key issues. But this company stands completely apart from anything out there. They've always been way ahead of their time. I'm seeing some copiers now trying to do whole food products after this company, but it's just okay, it's a whole food in this pill. It's actually has no life force. I've tried, like I said, many things. And it's not concentrated, it's not specific, and we don't know how clean it is. It certainly was not manufactured and control in a controlled environment by the owner himself. Um, in fact, Dr. Chen, I might have talked about this in the other video, but he created a product called New Puffs, which was like a snack you could eat, but it was it was herbs, and it was like, but they were little crunchy things, and they're the cocoa flavor was kind of like Cocoa Puff cereal, and I would eat it as cereal or just right out of the bag. But he actually had to create a different plant, like build a whole manufacturing plant just for that product because he couldn't find anywhere that was clean. He tried to go to like where they do Fritos and these other brands. And he said the machines were so nasty and built up with like this thick of gunk and never cleaned. So you're going to get all that gunk on your product. That's why when you get a product from somewhere, it says, this may have been produced in a facility that has peanuts and eggs and this and that. So he wanted it to be as clean as the other products, but he didn't have the machinery to do it. He didn't have the room. So he built his own facility and he said, I'm actually losing money every time we sell. We can sell this forever and we'll never pay this off. But I think they might have stopped producing that product, which is really bumming me out. I'm not sure. So, or maybe they're coming out with something improved with it. I don't know what's happening. I have to find out about that. But this man goes on ethics. He doesn't do things because of money. He does it because it's the right thing to do. He does it because it's what he should do. It's not necessarily what he wanted to do with his life. I've heard him talk many times, and when he talks, you learn so much. It's just, it blows your mind because people's minds aren't trained to think in these terms. But but it was kind of his calling and his mission. So he felt obligated to share and to do this. And there was other things he wanted to do instead, but he has saved so many people in so many different countries. And in China, I wanted to go back to that. He wanted to make a business model where people could be free and work for themselves and make their own money. Because in China at that time and when he was growing up, there was no word in the Chinese language for opportunity. And when he presented Sunrider to the Chinese market, they went crazy. And a lot of those herb shops on the corner turned into Sunrider shops. Now, I don't know if they're still there today. I don't know what the government is like there now. But him growing up in that environment in China, he saw no opportunity anywhere. Now, his wife here, Oilin, she is a medical doctor. So she has contributed greatly to this whole venture as well and helping him and supporting him, and just a beautiful woman who's done amazing work for the world. So I don't want to leave her out here, but two amazing people, beautiful souls that are just here to make the world a better place and share the good fortune that they've had to come across these products. So that's all I can remember at the moment. And I hope this has been informative for you and has kind of explained why these products are completely different from anything you're going to see out there. This is about regenerating the body, giving the body what it needs. It will regenerate itself. We've been told, oh, that's not possible. Okay. So I get tired in my life of people telling me things are impossible. I don't know about you, but I've seen these products work. I've taken them in very trace amounts over the years when I couldn't afford it. I never did the business because I was busy doing my own businesses. And looking back, I wish I would have just done this business anyway. And to heck with people thinking, oh, I don't want to spend money, or you're trying to sell me something. At this point, I'm just sharing it. You do what you want. I'll give a link in the show notes if you want to sign up. I would suggest signing up as a preferred customer because I got a little more information on that. It's $20 a year, but when you place an order, you get 12 points, like 12 and a half points, which is $12.50. But they, in the US, but they do it in points because it's going to transfer over to your currency. If you do an auto ship, which can be done every month, every other, or every third month, I think it's 25.5 points. So you're already going to be getting your money back. On your anniversary of signing up, they send you 10 points. So you're really not even paying any money in unless you're just never going to place an order, which why would you sign up to begin with? And then there's perks and other things too. And if you refer somebody, you get $10. So you can sign another preferred customer up under yourself as a preferred customer. You can also buy it retail. As a preferred customer, you'll get 5% off, 10% off on um, auto ship. So I would say go that route. If you want to do this as a business, you can. You can sign up as an IBO, which is an independent business owner. I really don't know how to coach you in that, but my upline does. Diane, she's getting up there too because she's been in this long as well. And her upline, Sharon, who retired, who I think is elderly now. I'm not sure how old she is now, but has amazing skin. Um, she was right under Dr. Chen. So we've got definitely a direct line into the company. If you wanted to do independent business owner, I can learn more or I can direct you to who can tell you. So I'm an independent business owner, but I'm just doing it in my own way. This is probably not the best way to do it just simply because I have other businesses. But I really wish I would have just done this as a business and went with it all those years ago. But here we are today. So I want to just share these and get as many people on these products as possible because uh, we got to have something. The world is going down the tube right now. So that's it. Thanks for listening. I'm going to sign us off.